Assalamu alaikum friends and welcome back to the course. In the previous video, we saw how we refactored a little bit the way we are using the time format in our application. Now we are going to refactor the internals of this time format. Let's get started. So here, as you can see, we have a little bit of code. I think there is some duplication in the code you are going to see. Now there is this comment, we don't need it. Awesome. Now the comments here, the suffix is something we can configure, maybe. I don't know, because this will depend on the user, because sometimes the user or the developer may want something else, but at least we are providing another function which is without suffix. So the user can use it without suffix and append whatever he likes. All right, now we need to refactor this a little bit. So there is a hint here, there is duplication. All right, thank you. Now we need to see what is happening actually. There is a result string. I think we can make the result here directly. Nice, we don't need it actually. And now, as you can see, there is some kind of duplication. Duplication is happening here. So here, what is happening exactly? This time, I think we could make it val like that. So we don't need this time anymore. And now we have here problem. So we can do directly this because it's this, which this like that. Awesome. Now at 0 minute to round, this is specific thing where we can name this thing rounding addition, because this is constant, you can create it like that. Rounding factor as an example. Okay, usually we name constant so understand what does it mean. Can delete the comment. Now we need to floor the time, do certain stuff, minutes, hours, and everything. Now this logic is actually duplicated, right? If you can see, we are duplicating the logic here and also here. Here we have only the suffix. So sometimes you are adding the suffix, sometimes not. So if you can see, let me just put it here. Or actually, we don't need the parentheses here. We can remove them. Nice. Hours, here the result. Otherwise, it's that thing. And you can see this is kind of duplicated here, here, and here. Yeah, exactly, 3 times. So for example, if you take this code, I think this is pretty much duplicated with this one. Like there is only minor issues. Yeah, let's see how we can fix this. Because this is a lot of code. You can reduce it much better. So it boils down to understand what's happening. So here, hours is in 0 and 1. Like 0 and 1, it means you are seeing if it is 1 digit, because if it is 1 digit, you are adding 0 beside it. All right, same thing for minutes. Otherwise, if only the hours is 1 digit, otherwise only minute is 1 digit. That's pretty fine. So this 0 to 9, we can create it as Boolean function that will check if it is a 1 digit. So you can create helper function like following. Let's be private, and it will apply both to double and int. It's a function, of course. And it will be is 1 digit. And it will return this dot, how we can check is 1 digit. Basically, we are checking if this number is in that range between 0 and 9. We're going to do the same thing. Oh, okay, so this is double. So we can do it like that, like that. Same thing for the int. We are checking if it is part of this one, of course. So that's fine. So here's what we can do. We can rename it like the following. So instead of doing this one, we are checking if it is 1 digit. So this read much better. Same thing for the minutes. I think, yeah, exactly. We are checking if the minutes is bigger or equal to 0 or less than 9. So the same thing, minutes dot is 1 digit. Sorry, is 1 digit. After replacing it here in this function, we are going to replace it also in this function and check if everything is passing well. So with this in mind, we can run our test to check we didn't break anything. Awesome. Now there is a duplication, as I said, so it will detect us some duplication. Here is the first one, and here is the second one in the else, right? This is problematic. There is basically these 2 things. And also this, because this one has only a suffix at the end. So we need to think about some good refactoring here. Here, the hours and the minutes are pretty much normal thing. We can do nothing about them. So we need just to fix that issue of the result. And in order to remove a little bit of the clutter, we can create some kind of concatenation string. There is this concatenation template. Yeah, this is much better, I think. So at least we can understand what is happening exactly. Same thing for this one. And same thing for this one. And this if can be turned into a when. Let me remove the when with this one. Right? And what I can do, I can remove all the brackets here. So it reads much better. Right now, if it is 1 digit here, we are doing this one, this one, this one. Awesome. So what will happen actually, we are going to do the refactoring also here. Let me delete this one. Basically, it's the same thing in here, right? We are going to move this one to val. We are going to delete this one. We are going to check if it is none. We are going to remove the bracket. Yeah, this is much better, and do this here. The only changing part here is this suffix, right? So this one is pretty much the same with this one. So what I can do the same exact thing here, convert this to templates. Awesome, and then I can make it, while there is an F here, I need to change this F and convert it to a when, and then I can remove all the brackets in the when. Awesome, so at least I can see what is happening exactly. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same code, only we are adding the suffix in here, right? So we are going to create a function that will do the formatting for us. Let's call it val result equal to, or maybe let's return directly the format time. This is a function I came up with, and it will contain two things. It will contain the hours and the minutes, right? We don't have this function. We are going to create it. Please make it a private function, right? Then what I can do, I can return this directly here. I'm going to copy just the code and return this one. Nothing will happen. And let's run everything and make sure everything is passing. Awesome. Now here's the thing we need to do. We need to make this function looks like this function. I think here we can return that thing. I can return the format of the time, right? And let's pass hours and minutes. Run it. Awesome. Now, the only changing thing here is that we are adding the suffix at the end. So we need to make this function except, because this function will have two behavior, sometimes with suffix, sometimes without suffix. So we need to pass whether we have suffix or not. And also, what is that suffix? So what we can do, we can make this format time, except what is the suffix, okay? Suffix directly, and then it will be a string. And we are going to give it default values so we don't break this one. The default values will be empty. And then we are going to add that suffix here, suffix at the end. But this will bring us a problem, which is, I think, let me check first with the suffix. Suffix is added everywhere, right? I can put it here. This is the same thing. I forget to do here the concatenation. So we're adding the suffix everywhere, but this would be an issue because it will bring a problem of space here. So we need to trim the results. So what I can do, I can here do a trimming, trim like that. And what is this one? Show duplicate. I know there is duplicates. Thank you. And I can make function expression body like that. All right, we are trimming at the end, so we don't have that problem. Now what I can do here, instead of passing this one, I can return the following. Return format time. I will pass my hours and minutes, right? The only issue I'm going to have is whether suffix or not. So I need to pass that suffix. So here is what we can do. We can do an F. There is a function, there is no suffix here. Okay, if you don't have a suffix, just repass the previous one. Otherwise, repass the new suffix, right? And delete all of that. Now, let's hope for the best. Let's run our test. Exactly everything is passing. If we didn't trim that thing, right? If we didn't trim it and run it, you will see our test will fail. Awesome. Now, why it is failing? You are going to see the following. The sunset, let's say, for example, the Fajr prayer here. The Fajr is this one and the Fajr is this one, but we have a problem of space. So as you can see, with this trimming, we are deleting the problem of the space. And now we don't have any duplicates. Our code looks much better. And I think by far, this is the best refactoring we did. Right here, I can make this floor directly here by creating this one like that and make it val hours. Nice. And I think even this logic, let me put the function here. We have a bunch of helper functions. That's the beauty of Kotlin, of course. So even here, we do have some shared logic, at least for this part for calculating the time. We are fixing the hour range. Then we have the hours. Then we have the minutes. It's pretty much the same kinda. Then we have the suffix. Okay, I will let it as it is right now. Otherwise, we will be in a problem of over-engineering. Now there is this round it. I'm passing round it everywhere. I think I can do much better by using the minutes. Here I can pass minutes as an int. Okay, so I don't need to deal with this thing. This is just to simplify the function a little bit. And here, instead of passing the minutes like that, I'm going to round it to an int. This is just rounding it in one single place instead of in all of the places. And I believe you can remove, there is remove curly brackets here. So this looks much better. This, we don't need it anymore. That's fine. Rerun again. Let's see if we break something. Okay, we are breaking something. Exactly. I think exactly it's not problem. So here is the thing. It was a double and it was having the full size. So instead of making it as a double, I think we should make it as a long because the minute is a little bit problematic. Let's change it to a long, right? And here, exactly here, it will be a long like that. And here, just round it to a long. And this should pass. Where is the problem, please? Yeah, exactly. It should be a long. We run it again. Still, we are having this problem. So we are going to revert back to the double. Control Z, Control Z. This make it as double, please. It was having a valid thing. We thought maybe it's fine, but no, it's not fine. So here, just make it double as it was. Here, don't remove this thing. Same thing here. Let's check. We run it again. Still not passing. Actually, it is long here. Yeah. So we're still having that issue. I'm going to revert back to the previous code. So let's make everything as it was. Like that, it should pass. Still not passing. Still not passing. I think it's because of the hour thing here. Yeah, let me refactor it back. Yeah, I think that was the thing. Let me rerun it. Exactly, it is passing. So sometimes that's why we call make incremental small steps. So here, this one was bringing the issue. So we are going to make it here. Exactly, we are checking the suffix before that thing. And then, yeah, let's just keep it as it is, right? Let's keep everything. I think this is fine for the moment. We deleted a lot of stuff, so that's fine. Yeah, this one rounding factor, everything is looking fine. Yeah, that's basically it for this refactoring. We got into some issues, but hopefully we'll fix them correctly. So in the next video, we are going to do at least the final refactoring, which is making this thing, this calculation a little bit simpler to understand with some custom types. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching to the end and see you in the next videos. Salam alaikum.